Okay, so let's get this guy connected. So the first thing we need is power. So we're gonna find one of the power cables here, and unfortunately they all come with a lot of adapters. We only need one, but we're gonna use the last one on the end here to kind of help with cable management. And you'll see there's an arrow on the side and the connections on the bottom. That's how you know you're installing it the right way. That little line there, I don't know if you could see it, it's got to be facing down. Okay. It's just a simple push in, and that's it. And then you can get those cables out of the way. So we're going to use these middle bays to store our cables. Luckily, they're there. Here we have a Molex to SATA connector. So I didn't want to have to use another modular cable. Just creates more of a collection of items here. So I'm just going to go from one of the Molex here. I'm going to connect it in here. And now we've converted this into a standard SATA power cord. Let's clean this up and then insert the power connector into the hard drive. Okay, so that's installed. We don't need any other power cables, so at this point we can start trying to tidy things up. It's not the easiest thing in the world, especially with these thicker cables. But we're going to try. We're going to actually use the same tie wrap that Antec provided, since it serves its purpose. Keep them nice and tight, and then we're going to tuck them in there. Okay. Gives lots of airflow for the CPU, which is important. This isn't a gaming rig, so we don't really have anything that's going to be overheating too much. Okay, next step is to connect the SATA cable from the hard drive here. And there's the connection. There's no real trick to it. You just connect it with the right side up, which you should be able to see. Again, the line's going to be at the bottom. And you just connect it next to it. It's going to click into place. You're not going to hear a snap depending on your cable. So we have the SATA cable here, and we're going to put it on hard drive SATA 0, which is going to be this one. It's not really important anymore which one you put it on, so we're going to go with this one here. Again, it'll only fit one way. Snap that into place, hide the cable, and then we're going to do the very same thing with the connector for the Blu-ray drive. So we have a longer cord here since the Blu-ray drive is further away. We're going to connect the SATA cable first on one end, and then on the other end we're going to connect it to its SATA port. Here we go. And then we have some extra space cable, so we're going to tuck it away as we have been doing with the other cables as well. I want to be very careful. Anything that could possibly get in the way of the CPU fan, you want to make sure it's tucked away. And that's it. If we wanted to and we had more time, we would route these cables a lot nicer. This is not my proudest moment as far as routing cables, but it serves its purpose, and we get up and running fairly quickly. Desktop chassis, this is one of the downsides on them, is cable management is much more difficult than on a tower case. But the last step here is an obvious one, and that's to put the lid on the chassis. So normally we don't recommend doing this until you've booted and turned everything on, since anybody that's built a PC will tell you that something will almost always go wrong, and then you'll have to take the lid off. Lid slides back on. We're going to use the very same thumb screws. Here we go. Screw number 1. Right here. We've now built our very own HTPC. You see from the top there, we've got the Blu-ray drive. And now the fun part, installing and configuring. We'll save that for another guide, but I hope this helped. So feel free to comment. This has been Mike at missingremote.com, where you can find all sorts of guides on how to configure and build your HTPC home theater PC. Thanks.